A very good evening to all of you. Welcome to Lukmaan IAS. This is DTRS session, Daily Takkar Rapid Series, and the class number 195. Today's lead topic is Stratospheric Aerosol Intervention, which is also called as Stratospheric Aerosol Injection, SAI. The particular geoengineering technique was in news, and we'll discuss first MCQ based on this topic and other 9 MCQs on 9 different relevant topics which were in news yesterday. Okay, so let's start with the discussion, but before that there is one small announcement. 400 Dreams Scholarship Test of Lukmaan IAS is going to happen on 28th of April 2024 in both online and offline mode at different centers including Delhi center, and there are other regional centers also, Ahmedabad, Hyderabad, Pune. This particular exam is to take admission in foundation batch in Lukmaan IAS, and the top 10 rankers will get the complete GS foundation course at free of cost, and the other students will also get some discount depending on their marks in that particular test. This particular test will be based on simple understanding of NCERT books of different subjects that are there as a part of UPSC syllabus for prelims examination, and 10 MCQs, 10 to 15 MCQs will be based on quantitative aptitude and simple numerical ability, and we can say that reading comprehension that is there as a part of CSAT. Okay, so if you want to have the quality foundation class of UPSC examination, if you have not done yet any foundation course, the online students, those who are let's say searching for the quality foundation course for UPSC examination, this is your opportunity. Along with that, if suppose let's say some students are from rural background, economically weaker sections, and let's say you are facing a lot of problem to come in Delhi, and you don't have that much of economic resources, then this is the opportunity that you should seize. And if you are hard working, let us do other works of guiding you free of cost here. Okay, so this is good opportunity. If you want to join this course and give this test, you have to register. Visit Lukmaan IAS website, and immediately you can register and attend this, give this particular test and join the foundation course at Lukmaan IAS. So before starting the session, daily we are discussing one quotation which is helping us to prepare also for mains examination. Like this quotation was there in ethics paper in past, if you see the PYQs. So such kind of quotations we are discussing for 4-5 minutes initially, and then thereafter we are discussing 10 MCQs. If a country is to be corruption free and become a nation of beautiful minds, I strongly feel there are 3 key societal members who can make a difference. They are father, mother and teacher. Former President of India, APJ Abdul Kalam. So let's understand the meaning of quotation. If the country wants to be corruption free and become a nation of beautiful minds, I strongly feel that 3 key societal members, which are these? Father, mother and teacher, basically parents and teacher, or we can say that parents and the school. So this is where we can say that the major part of life of the children is there. So first, the home, where the child is continuously interacting with the parents, mother and father, and the second highest time that the child is spending is in school, interacting with teachers or peers. So this is very important part of, we can say, socialization process, and through that socialization process, these 3 key societal members can inculcate good values or virtues among the children, and they can become tomorrow's beautiful minds. We can say that they can be responsible citizens, and there can be corruption free nation if there are good values, or we can say good virtues. Then we can say that virtues like honesty, integrity, discipline, compassion, dutifulness, responsibility, kindness, scientific temper, rationality or rational thinking. All these are important values or virtues that are inculcated by parents and teachers. And then we can say that when they are adults, they will try to avoid the corruption. They will try to ensure that the other people are also not doing corruption. ठीक है, तो that's why this particular quotation. Okay, so you should understand three key societal members. Even if suppose the question is talking about in general socialization, give this quotation in the answer. You can use this let's say particular quotation in essay paper also. Whenever we talk about, let's say, becoming a developed nation, corruption free nation, तो ये quotation बहुत ज़्यादा relevant हो जाता है. And you can bring in anyhow. आपके हाथ में होता है ये essay में कैसे लाना है इस quotation को. ठीक है, so we can use that very well. Fine, moving on now, today's 10 topics. These are the 10 topics. Let's go in detail one by one and solve these MCQs. Yes, give your answers. Online students, give answers in the comment box. Quickly read the topic, read the question. We have to find the correct statements about this stratospheric aerosol intervention. It is also called as stratospheric aerosol injection. Right, as the name suggests, stratospheric. So something that we are injecting in the stratosphere, which is above troposphere, we can say. Stratosphere, which is above, we can say troposphere, lowermost layer. So aerosol, it is talking about the aerosols and intervention or injection. So somehow we are trying to inject these aerosols in the stratospheric layer from 20 to 50 kilometer from the earth's surface. This layer, stratosphere. Right, so let's try to understand what it is talking about. Stratospheric aerosol intervention or injection is basically a geoengineering technique that mimics volcanic eruptions. So what happens in volcanic eruption? Naturally, the volcanoes are continuously emitting dust particles and sulfur dioxide with different gases, but the major, let's say, component of those gases is sulfur dioxide, and this huge amount of sulfur dioxide is reaching into stratosphere. There it is forming the weak sulfuric acid, which forms these aerosols. Now these aerosols are continuously scattering and reflecting the incoming solar radiation back into the space, and this is how it helps in cooling the Earth's atmosphere. That's why geoengineering techniques suggested to deal with the global warming and climate change at present. ठीक है? So geoengineering technique that uses aerosols as a condensation nuclei to make artificial rains. No, this is incorrect. ये तो artificial rain के बारे में बात कर रहा है. This is incorrect. This technique makes use of sulfur dioxide for the generation of required aerosols in the stratosphere. This one is correct, and that's why answer becomes B, 2 only. ठीक है? Okay, moving on. Yes. What should be answer to this question? National Science Day we are celebrating today. Why we celebrate on 28th of February as National Science Day? To honor the discovery of Raman effect. Yes, we have already learned about this. In school we have celebrated National Science Day. Various activities are carried out in the schools. जैसे कुछ schools में क्या करते हैं, वो Science Day पे science का अलग अलग experiments के लिए students को promote करता है, right? Various activities are carried out. So Raman effect was discovered by C.V. Raman on 28th of February 1928. And for this particular discovery, he won Nobel Prize in Physics. Till the date, he is the only person or only Indian to win the Nobel Prize in Physics. ठीक है, तो 1930 में उनको मिला था, right? So the theme for National Science Day 2024 is Indigenous Technologies for Viksit Bharat. This one is correct, we can say. So ये जो सत्येंद्रनाथ बोसॉन ये सेलिब्रेट करने के लिए हम ये नेशनल साइंस डे नहीं ये करते हैं, rather it is the Raman effect, and this Raman effect is related to scattering of light. Raman effect is related to scattering of light. Remember this. Okay, so only second statement is correct here again. B is the correct answer. First one is incorrect. ठीक है? Right. Let's talk about now next question. Yes, what about this one? On 26th of February, we celebrated death anniversary of V.D. Savarkar, Vinayak Damodar Savarkar, and that's why it was in news. So the question is from the basics, history, modern India. We have to identify the number of correct statements. क्या होना चाहिए आंसर? Pretty straight statements are there, but you should know some factual information. He was the strong advocate for complete independence from British rule. We know that he was very rebellious, we can say, or he was staunch advocate of complete independence from the start itself. So this one is correct. He believed in armed resistance and formed the Abhinav Bharat Society. So we call them as a, let's say, a major source of inspiration for later revolutionaries like Bhagat Singh and those in 1920s. ठीक है, तो Abhinav Bharat Society, this one is correct. He advocated making Vedic literature accessible to all communities in India. This one is also true. Now, he built Patit Pawan Mandir in Ratnagiri district to allow entry of all Hindus, including Dalits. This one is also correct. Basically, all four statements are correct about Vinayak Damodar Savarkar. So, you go and read much more information about V.D. Savarkar because we can expect question in prelims examination. ठीक है, तो moving on. Artificial skin. Some of the scientists and doctors, they have developed the prototype artificial skin in Austria. That's why it was in news. So ये direct question है. Which country they are talking about? Let's try to know more about artificial skin. So artificial skin is very important, especially whenever there is an accident and let's say suppose there are burns, there are injuries on the skin and there is need of surgery and replacement of skin. So there are two options. One is use the biological skin and other is we can say that synthetic skin. दोनों के positives और negatives है, ठीक है. Biological, it looks like we can say real, but there are chances of we can say infection, other diseases. If we are using let's say biological skin of other person or animal, we can say. So this one is problematic, but synthetic is good, we can say that comparatively, but it looks dull or we can say that it does not look real. There are some efforts being let's say created for this particular synthetic skin, and artificial skin in terms of synthetic skin is let's say further area of research. It is beneficial, it is having certain advantages, like for example it is very flexible, and there are some research related to we can say that self-healing properties are being developed in such kind of skins. ठीक है, तो this is the area of research we can say, further research and area of interest we can say. So Austria is the correct answer. Now what should be answer to this one? काफी एक बड़ा आर्टिकल आया था टेक्स्ट एंड कॉन्टेक्स्ट पेज पे. यस, गुड इवनिंग ज्योति. सो टेल मी द आंसर ऑफ दिस क्वेश्चन. बिटकॉइन halving. Jahidul sir in daily The Hindu newspaper analysis yesterday discussed this particular topic also in detail. ठीक है, तो क्या होना चाहिए इसका आंसर? Bitcoin halving. Basically, it is the process to reduce the amount of remuneration given to the miners whenever they are accepting, we can say that other people's cryptocurrency transactions. So we know that Bitcoin is one such cryptocurrency which works on the blockchain technology, and we know that Bitcoin is cryptocurrencies are basically the decentralized ledgers. So here the control over the information is, we can say, in a decentralized manner. ठीक है, तो when we talk about Bitcoin halving, it refers to 50% reduction in the reward paid to Bitcoin miners who successfully process other people's cryptocurrency transactions. This one is correct. 50% reduction. Now, why this reduction is required? Bitcoin is a kind of, we can say, resource like gold. When we say that there is a scarcity of gold, its price goes on increasing. In the similar manner, Bitcoin, when its, let's say, availability is less, its price goes on increasing. So when Bitcoin halving is done, basically the mining process is reduced and it becomes a scarce resource, and the value of that Bitcoin increases. तो इसलिए ये प्रोसेस बोलता है, it reduces the rate at which bitcoins are released, making the asset more scarce, and that's why it increases its price. So we can say both statements are correct here, both 1 and 2. Okay, Bitcoin, ठीक है, Bitcoin halving. Such term based questions are coming from the economy part. ठीक है, surrogacy regulation rules 2022 was recently amended by the central government, so we have to identify the correct statements about it. Central government issued one notification recently to amend these rules. Yes, so what these rules are saying here: child to be born through surrogacy must have at least one gamete from the intending parents. Earlier, there was, let's say, compulsion that both parents should have their own gametes for the surrogacy, but the let's say there can be any medical condition, be it related to a male or female in the married life, and because of that we can say there can be possibility that the couple is not having or not able to have the child, तो उसकी वजह से सरोगसी वो ऑप्ट कर रहे होंगे, तो वहां पर एटलीस्ट एक गैमेट दूसरे पर्सन का होना चाहिए, and that's why now the amendment is done. So at least one gamete from the intending parent is there, either male or female. Now, widow or divorcee undergoing surrogacy must use self eggs and donor sperm. This one is correct. We can say the widow or divorcee cannot use this particular provision. ठीक है, तो उनको तो खुद का ही जो है self egg use करना पड़ेगा and the donor sperm. Okay, they cannot use the gametes of both gametes of other people. Now, live-in and LGBT couples can now access surrogacy to have an offspring. No such provision is there in these rules. Live-in relations, couples, and live-in simply we can say without marriage the couples are living together. LGBTQ couples, they are also not allowed to have the child through surrogacy. So this one is incorrect. First two statements are correct. So what should be the answer? B is the correct answer. Okay, B is the correct answer here. Now, the unique properties of different species. Look at this question, waggle dance, last year question, UPSC Prelims 2023. So, which of the following organisms do waggle dance to understand indicate the direction and distance of source of their food? ठीक है, तो ये honey bees जो होते हैं, they are doing this waggle dance. What about this one? Which of the following organisms mimic each other's flight patterns to evade predators? Similar kind of framing is there. Such kind of questions are coming. GK type question उनको हम बोल रहे हैं आजकल. So recent butterflies are, ठीक है, तो वो क्या करते हैं, एक सामने दूसरा बटरफ्लाई है तो उसी के पैटर्न में वो क्या करते हैं, फ्लाई करने की कोशिश करते हैं ताकि प्रीडेटर को कंफ्यूजन हो गया, अभी यहाँ पे था, अभी वो दूसरा भी कहाँ पर है, उसको कंफ्यूजन हो जाएगा. ठीक है, so A is the correct answer here, butterflies. Okay, look at this. The butterflies have survival strategy. They mimic each other's behavior to outsmart the predators. So this is how they have evolved the mechanism. The nature itself has evolved such kind of mechanisms and basically the biotic interactions. Now what about this one? There was very good article about large language models, and you should be knowing basics of this because AI, ChatGPT, Gemini, these terms and these things related to AI are continuously in news, and all these work on the basis of large language models. Okay, and the root or at the base of these large language models is deep learning. Okay, ChatGPT, most of the students may have seen generative AI or Gen AI वाला जो ChatGPT वाला इंटरफेस होगा, शायद आपने ट्राई भी किया होगा. ठीक है, तो it is very interesting and it is based on large language models. Basically here this large language models work on the pre-coded, or we can say the data set that is given or trained, we can say to these AI tools, and large language models works on like whatever the preceding word is there, उसके आगे कौन सा word आना चाहिए, ये उनको ट्रेनिंग दी जाती है उन टूल्स को. ठीक है, and this is how they are working out. तो large language models works on this principle, deep learning. So they are learning by themselves. तो मिस्टेक होता है तो वो नेक्स्ट टाइम क्या करता है, उसको करेक्ट करने की कोशिश करता है. राइट, सो ऑल दीज let's say are the applications: text generations, conversational AI, language understanding tasks, content creation and personalization. So we can say that D is the correct answer. Very good, Jyoti. D is the correct answer here for this one, large language models. Moving on. How many of the above countries share border with Hungary? Why this country is in news? Recently Hungary has ratified the NATO's membership of which country? Sweden. And now Sweden has become 32nd country to be, we can say, part of NATO. Earlier it was the Finland and we can say Sweden, both are Nordic countries, और वो अभी NATO का part हो गया है. You should know that most of the countries of Baltic Sea, surrounding Baltic Sea, they have become part of NATO. And on the other side there is Russia. The Kaliningrad exclave is also there. Now this is also called as now NATO lake. ऐसे terms आ सकते हैं आपको एग्जाम में. NATO lake, Baltic Sea को NATO lake बोला गया है क्योंकि अभी most of the members have become the members of we can say what you can say NATO. ठीक है, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. So this is a kind of political and military organization of, we can say, countries located in both sides of North Atlantic region. And so basic question is asked here about the bordering countries. So mapping section is required, atlas reading is required. So how many of the above countries share border with Hungary? So if you see on the eastern part, Ukraine is there. Then on the south of that, Romania is there. Poland is not there. पोलैंड जो है और हंगेरी के बीच में स्लोवाकिया दूसरी एक कंट्री आ जाती है और फिर उसके नीचे जो है साउथ में देयर इज हंगेरी. सो पोलैंड इज नॉट देयर. देन वी कैन से क्रोएशिया इज फ्रॉम द सदर्न साइड ऑफ हंगेरी एंड देन साउथ वेस्ट स्लोवेनिया इज देयर. वी कैन से सी इज द करेक्ट आंसर. ओनली 4 मैप बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस कंटिन्यूअसली दे आर आस्किंग. बॉर्डरिंग नेशन लास्ट 2 years से सेम टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चंस आ रहे हैं. यू कैन सी दीज कंट्रीज. Hungary, on this side there is Ukraine, on this side there is Romania, on this side there is Serbia, then on south Croatia, then छोटा सा part Slovenia है, on this side we can say Austria is there, then on this side, okay, this is Austria only, then Slovakia on the northern side. ये जो पोलैंड है वो उसके बीच में स्लोवाकिया आ जाता है. ठीक है, okay. Now what about the last question for today? Bouquet giving model of scientific meetings in India. Bouquet giving, or it is also called as garland model. ऐसा एक आर्टिकल आया था एडिटोरियल पेज पे. Garland model or bouquet giving model of scientific meetings, like whatever the conferences related to science. Conferences होता है, जैसे All India Science Congress is there, or we can say different kinds of conferences where the researchers or the experts, they are meeting with each other, they are discussing. But one should understand that there is no substantial outcome there, or we can say that these people should be emphasizing more on pressurizing the government to increase its expenditure on research and development. It has considerably come down to 0.64% of GDP in recent time. कल परसों ही द हिंदू में काफ़ी अच्छा डेटा आया हुआ है. So it is continuously decreasing. ठीक है, तो it is problematic. It should be at least more than 1%. So basically it is talking about the model is too much focused on presentation and lack interactions. ठीक है, तो यहाँ बुके गिविंग मतलब लोगों को दिखाने के लिए प्रेजेंटेशन ज़्यादा फोकस किया जा रहा है, ऐसे हम बोल सकते हैं. स्पेसिफिकली इतना इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है क्वेश्चन, बट यू शुड नो द टर्म. ठीक है, डी इज द करेक्ट आंसर हियर. एनी क्वेश्चन रिलेटेड टू दिस? ओके, लास्टली लेट मी ऑल्सो टेल यू दैट प्रीलिम्स इज कमिंग नियर एंड we need more and more MCQ practice, and we have this particular bank of 10,000 MCQs for GS, which are very quality MCQs. You should practice at home, and you can have this at 999 rupees only. ठीक है, तो ये प्रैक्टिस मोड में आप एक्सेस कर सकते हैं. सेम इज फॉर CSAT, 2500 MCQs and 1500 MCQs from the current affairs. So all these are based on, we can say, very well researched and we can say curated by the faculties at Lukmaan IAS. So if you want to practice GS MCQs, if you feel that आपकी प्रैक्टिस बहुत कम हो गई है GS के लिए और प्रीलिम्स का आपको थोड़ा सा डर लग रहा है, तो you can access these MCQ banks at Lukmaan IAS website. You can join this particular course and have this particular MCQs for practice. Fine? Okay. Any question? Okay, let us stop then. Fine.